The Dodgers improved to 7-0.
Oh, my God.
With a 3-1 win over the Braves, the best start in the history of the LA Dodgers. Yeah, since the Dodgers have been in California, never had a better start to a season. Is it good for baseball to have a team this much better than the rest of the league?
Yes. Actually, it is. Especially in that city. For it to be in LA as well, like it's going to matter. It's going to resonate. It's going to be fun to see if they can chase the wins record. Boy, we really did oversell that whole Mookie Betts weight issue.
Yeah, he's okay.
I think he's okay.
Well, listen, when you lose, 23 pounds in 2 weeks, I think there's reason for some alarms to go off and worry about the guy, but he's playing baseball at a high level again.
He's right back at it, ripping homers and speeding around the bases and whatnot. I will say this, man. There's no I asked the question facetiously on opening day if there's any other reason to care about, like, this baseball season. Like, what are the reasons for us to be locked in on it? And I do think that this can be a galvanizing enough storyline. This mixed with maybe the Chicago White Sox go for the record in the other direction again.
That's true. That would be pretty cool to have both record seasons happen in the same year, the worst and the best.
Yes. And at least it's happening also with Shohei Ohtani attached to it. So we'll have like some moments from him. He'll probably hit some statistical benchmarks that are going to be unprecedented. Is he off to a good start as well?
Shohei
7
Ohtani?
hits, 10 runs, a couple of homers. Has he pitched yet? When's he going to pitch?
No. It might be a mid-season thing, if any at all. They're still working him back.
I need to see him pitch.
The thing is, the reason why the Golden State Warriors things kind of worked with how dominant they were was because they were going against the one-man wrecking crew in the NBA Finals with LeBron James.
Yeah.
You have to have the other side have a glimmer of hope and a glimmer of popularity and notoriety on the other side of things. What I'm getting at is this Dodgers story will work if the Yankees can make it to the World Series. And this is not a selfish Yankees fan.
Sounds like it, though.
But you put up any other American League team right now, and no one's going to give a damn. I'm sorry. Even the Red Sox, no one's going to care. Red Sox-Dodgers rematch.
You might be. What you're right about is it's good to have that brand, the Yankees, but also the East Coast versus West Coast thing go. And if you are the Major League Baseball, if you were able to be the commissioner today, Yankees fandom aside, and you're able to pick, like, next 3 or 4 years, we have these two franchises battle it out on the biggest stage. The Dodgers with Shohei and the Yankees with that branding and with Judge and whoever the hell else they'll bring in there, that's what you would sign up for.
That's how you print the money.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, it's a business, and they probably would prefer that unless something different changes in baseball to where one of the other brands out east becomes big in the American League. Yeah. Like, the Rays won't get good enough or big enough, and they've kind of had...
Nobody's going to care.
No.
Nobody's going to care if the Rays... If last year it was Rays, Dodgers, nobody would care at all. About that team.
If the Atlanta Braves were an American League team, you could kind of build it up because that's the South's baseball team, and that covers a whole region, and they have recent success, and they have a lot of really young stars in the team. They all signed them early in their career, so they've stuck with them, but they're in the NL.
And also,
in the NLCS.
Also, the difference is there, too, like, you get the New York media market push. Like, that can't be ignored.
No.
Like, part of the reason why whenever the Knicks do anything, like win a single playoff series and stuff, it becomes a big deal, isn't just because of the crazies in New York City. It's because of the media push that you get out of that city itself. I would sign up for Dodgers-Yankees back and forth over the next 4 or 5 years, and Major League Baseball could really use it. The question is, are those series even going to be close?
Yes.
Like, can the Yankees steal one? That's what you need.
And one of the worst things about baseball is how the playoffs are such a microscopic example of the sport in general.
Yeah.
Because you have 162 games of regular season, and we boil it down to a 7-game series. That's not a fair representation of who those teams are, if you ask me. But also,
maybe that plays in the Yankees' favor, though.
True, I guess. Like,
if you can steal one, like,
that's true. That's why March Madness has upsets, because maybe you can get hot in one game and steal one. If that was a 7-game series, the 1 seed would always win.
And by the same token, the Warriors-Cavs thing worked out even better because thank God 2016 did play out the way it did, and LeBron was able to get over the hump and win that game.
It left you with a little glimmer of hope.
Yeah,
wait, he's done it once. He can do it again.
They bleed, and then you go get KD and you add to it. Like, it was a good run. That was a great point you made. LeBron versus the dynasty. Maybe if there's a LeBron of Major League Baseball, if he wasn't already on on the freaking
That's
Dodgers.
true. If
as well.
Shohei was on the Yankees, that would be kind of the exception. Aaron
Yeah.
Judge is a fantastic. He probably is the best hitter since Bonds. That's what
Wow.
we're seeing. The numbers that he's putting up, best hitter since Bonds. It's not an exaggeration.
Without the Astro bat, too, or whatever you call it. What is
The
it called?
torpedo bat. But also, another point on this, in our business, in sports talk radio, there is only one market who will talk baseball consistently, and that is New York. Even Philadelphia. Philadelphia is an Eagles city. On sports talk radio, they made a big, bold move to go Eagles 24/7. Unless there's some exceptions. Even when the Phillies were in the World Series,
How do you know this? Are you listening to Philly sports talk radio?
Went to Penn State. So, I know this, and I still am so tightly connected with all that Philly fan base in my friend group. That's what it is. WIP is Eagles 24/7. New York is not like that. That is another example of the media pushing that team into the front of mind of not just New Yorkers, but it's the Big Apple.
It is.
If you're in the front of mind of New Yorkers, that residual does stretch a lot of the country.
It is. And again, for my money, I would love to see the Dodgers get that record this year, and I'd love to see them become a dynastic force in Major League Baseball. The funny thing is, my money don't matter because the Dodgers got all the money in the world. They're going to make it happen whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
That's it.
Did you see Roki Sasaki over the weekend? Didn't have a good performance on the mound. He was like the big free agent get. Another example of deferred money. And
I definitely didn't see it, but what happened?
An Asian star going to the Dodgers. He was crying in the dugout. He was crying. He didn't like how he performed.
Really?
On camera, yes.
Was he like criticized or
Yes.
propped up for this?
He was criticized from veteran baseball players who are retired now.
See, but here's one thing I want to say, and we'll move on to the next stop. The Get Around is getting impatient. They're like, what are we doing over here in L.A.
So we got a hotel room in L.A.
Yeah, like we pitched a tent here. I actually like watching my athletes cry, especially when it comes in a moment like that where you're disappointed in yourself. You want it so bad that it brings you to tears. Those kind of emotions are genuine. They connect with me because it tells me that you actually care. This guy's getting paid millions and millions of dollars. It's easy to be like LeBron and following a loss in the finals, get up there on the podium and call us all else brokies. And be like, oh, you still got to go back to your life. I'm LeBron James. I like when Bam Adebayo and De'Aaron Fox sat in that locker room for the Kentucky Wildcats and poured tears out of their eyes because they were so frustrated with their performance in that loss. I enjoy when you have the exasperation and the desperation almost that you can feel off of athletes after a big collapse or an underwhelming performance. So kudos to your guy, the pitcher. I can't pronounce his name.
Roki Sasaki.
Yeah, Roki Sasaki. And anybody that was hating on him in baseball, shut the hell up. Mind your business.
First week of the regular season, but I digress.
Still, that dude,
Yeah,
that makes he really freaking cares.
We're going to take another cross-country get-around trip.
Caleb Williams, too. He was crying. That's
true.
L.A.
In his mom's, bosom, right? Well, yeah. He leaned over, helmet on and all.
You gotta make it seem like he just was like a little. You made him seem even more babyish when you said in his mom's bosom.
Ancient history, Caleb. We're rooting for you in Chicago, but